That's the kind of girl who gets to marry a guy like Cooper, I thought. Bright, cheerful. If she'd hoed her way through half of Manhattan like I had, she certainly wasn't letting anyone know about it.
Sex Life, Episode 2 exposes why you cannot and should not make a hoe into a housewife. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Happy New Year! I hope that this year brings you joy and prosperity and all of the things that you wish for. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. Let's get back to work. The beautiful thing about movies and TV series is that it's one big highlight reel. Everything is over the top, dramatized. It's a fairy tale. Everybody looks good. Everybody is successful, wealthy. Everybody gets into these unrealistic situations that your everyday person is not going to experience. It sure is entertaining. However, it should not be taken as a literal representation of real life. And that's why we break it down from a red pill lens so you can protect yourself at all times. This episode highlights why you cannot and should not make a hoe into a housewife. And we're going to break it down in 3 chapters. Chapter 1, hoes are hoes by choice. Chapter 2, you cannot compete with Chad. Chapter 3, men want exclusivity. Patreon supporters, salute! You will get the original video, of course, uncensored and unfiltered. So if you like what we do and you want to experience our content to the fullest extent, support us on Patreon. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do, because we meant it, we shit.
There she is. I remember that girl. She didn't have a battery-operated puke pastel contraption sucking the life out of her tits 6 times a day, but the makeup is on point. That girl had a lot of fun. Got in a lot of trouble, too. I love that girl. And so did he.
Let me explain.
How long have you guys been together?
We are not together. Right? It is not a regular thing. We hooked up like a year ago. But it is so not serious. We're fuck buddies. What we want to be. We're in the same world. We see each other.
You see a lot of people. I mean, you fuck a lot of people. Why do you have to fuck him?
I don't have to. I just...
What this series hammers down is that these women are promiscuous by choice, and they love it. It's presented to us as a form of empowerment. Let's take it a step further.
You said yes to me, to all of it, because you wanted to. And I think you want to say yes all the time. Do everything, try anything. And that might scare some people, but it doesn't scare me.
If you are a Chad or Tyrone, you know how easy it is for women to drop their panties for you, and they will do it voluntarily. Nobody is forcing women to do anything. It's women who are responsible for the hookup culture. Personally, this was one of the hardest lessons about women I learned at a young age. I thought women were angels. I thought women were sugar and spice and everything nice. I was so wrong. Women want to be hoes. Women want to be promiscuous. Women want to be sluts. Women want to engage in immoral behavior. However, they do not want to carry the labels. They do not like to be called hoes or cheaters because they know it's immoral and it destroys their britches.
She would love that.
That's the kind of girl who gets to marry a guy like Cooper, I thought. Bright, cheerful. If she'd hoed her way through half of Manhattan like I had, she certainly wasn't letting anyone know about it.
That's why these feminists are fighting to normalize this behavior. Slut walk anyone? It's interesting how Amber Rose's ex-boyfriend was cheating on her with multiple women. Women that were fully aware that he was Amber Rose's boyfriend at the time. Remember, nothing happens without a woman's consent, guys. These women wanted to do it. They loved doing it. Now, when it's time for these women to finally settle down, they will shut the F up about their past. Check this out.
Anyway, Let's talk about you. And that was it. It was a choice in the moment to, for once, keep my very big mouth shut and put everything that had happened with Brad and all those other crash and burn relationships in a box.
I don't know.
Just like they choose to be hoes, they can choose to shut the F up about being one. But changing a lifestyle that you've had for 10 years can be challenging, as it can involve making significant changes to your habits, routines, and ways of thinking. For some of these females, their body count are all exposed on the internet. Do not try to wife up a woman that chose to be a 3 or 4 in her prime years when she was the most valuable, because you will suffer the consequences of her past actions.
Love Bubble Rush. There it is. I remember that feeling. Truth is, it's kind of hard to forget.
Yes, the heart 666.
But I'm not supposed to be thinking about him.
In this series, she refers to love bubble rush, a sudden strong feeling of excitement or pleasure. She gets that from Brad, who plays the Chad in this series. Now pay attention to the dialogue and music of this next scene.
Look, what happened last night was
Amazing, unexpected, exhausting,
irresponsible.
wild.
You told me to trust you, but the truth is I don't. I have no reason to. I mean, sure, you didn't murder me. Thanks for that, by the way. But still, I don't know you.
Do you want to?
Come on. Anything that starts out that hot burns out real fast. So why don't we just save each other the time and the heartbreak? What do you say, mate?
I say no.
This is PUA 101. To be attracted to the opposite sex, you must be mysterious. You must be unpredictable. Hence the mysterious suspense music in the background. You can cut the tension. If you listen to the dialogue, it's not stale, it's not flat. It's the type of conversation she would share with a friend that knows all of her dirty secrets. This is game. You can teach it. You can learn it. However, there are certain things you cannot teach. Certain things are unique to the individual. Charisma is a personal quality that some people possess that makes them attractive, charming, and likable. It's often described as a certain je ne sais quoi, or an indescribable quality that is difficult to define or teach. Now take a look at this clip from an escort.
Might be painful, especially if you someone that was a 10 for you. You someone that's a 10 for you, and they ghost you, you are now in your freaking primal attachment system got activated. Never a 10. Don't even try to go out with someone is an instant 10 to you, that is freaking red flag. Primal attachment, survival instinct attachment. You are setting yourself up for a lot of freaking pain. Someone is an instant 10 and you them and it goes well, you're like in drug territory. Looking back on this, every time I cried over a guy now, he was a 10 to me. He was either really good looking or I liked something about his story. You know, I went through like a really freaking hard weekend last week. I was super freaking distraught. I hooked up with this guy who is like so hot. And it activated like a deep part of my attachment system. And it wouldn't have been a problem. It would not have been a problem except that he pulled away. He pulled away.
Fellas, this is coming from a prostitute. She sleeps with men all the time. Still, Chad is able to get in her feelings. We talk a lot about pair bonding in the manosphere because it's true. Pair bonding is a strong emotional and physical connection that can occur between two people, often in the context of a romantic or sexual relationship. Pair bonding is a natural human tendency that has been observed in many cultures and societies throughout history, and is thought to play an important role in the development and maintenance of close relationships. If a woman is promiscuous, sooner or later she's gonna have an experience with a man you cannot compete with. He's gonna be better looking, he's gonna have a bigger DICK, he's gonna have more money, he's gonna have more status, he will have better chemistry, and in this episode, Billy's husband is doing his best to fulfill her fantasy. The problem is, he is not him. It doesn't matter what he does, he cannot compete with Chad.
I can't. My husband.
Billy. Tell me you never think about me. Then I'll never call you again.
Hey. Are you okay?
Yeah, great. I'll see you in a sec.
I just love this scene. Just the thought of your wife being ran, sprinted through makes you want to throw up. Exclusivity is often considered valuable because it gives a person or group a sense of privilege or special status. It can also be seen as a way to differentiate oneself or to be seen as part of an elite group. Additionally, exclusivity can be often associated with rarity, and rarity can be perceived as valuable. For example, if something is only available to a small group of people, it may be seen as more valuable or desirable to others who do not have access to it. Women are aware of this. That's why they lie about their body count, and we have to multiply it by 3. However, in 2023, this number has probably increased to 4 or 5. A woman's virginity has been seen as important because it was believed to help ensure paternity. In other words, if a woman was a virgin when she married, it was more likely that any children she had would be the biological children of her husband, since she had not had sex with anyone else. Please watch our video about paternity fraud. The numbers are scary. You do not want to be in a relationship with a woman that has been riding the hot dog carousel. Unfortunately, Western society is promoting movies and series like the ones we're breaking down, selling promiscuity as empowering, as something every woman should explore, and now they are dragging this whole phase into their 40s. It's not a coincidence that 45% of women will be single and childless in 2030. Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.